Welcome to today's lesson. We shall continue with our topic titled Changing of Subject Formula. So, for instance, if we continue from where we stopped. If we have square root, let's say square root of x plus b and is equal to c, and we're expected to make x subject of the formula. The first thing we'll do is to subtract either b from both sides, or we cross it over the equality sign. Take note, it's positive plus b, so if it crosses to the other side, it's going to be minus b. After then, we free our x by, like we already know, if the variable is in the square root, you square both sides. Because we're going to square both sides, we'll put c and b in a bracket. So the square power will affect both of them. So the square power will be taken out by the square root. So x will now be equals to c minus b all squared. Thank you. So that's how we'll make b subject of the formula, x subject of the formula here. Let's have another one, like our familiar formula, talking about volume of a cylinder, which is pi r squared height. If we are to make r subject of the formula, first of all, we will divide both sides by what is holding r, which is pi and h. Okay, divide both sides by pi and h. Divide both sides by pi and h. If you do that very well, you notice that pi will cancel out pi, h will cancel out h, so v over pi h will be equals to r squared. Then, of course, we are going to square root both sides now. Go to square root both sides. So here you square root both sides. When you square root both sides, our r will now be equal to square root of v all over pi h. You know why? Because the square root here will cancel out the square power, so r will be free. So eventually our answer becomes r equals to square root of v over pi h. That is how you make r subject of the formula here. Well, so far that's the much we can take. Yeah, but let me just look at one again. Let's say we have the area of a square is L raised to power 2. If you are to find L, to make L subject of the formula, we have to square root both sides. If we square root both sides, because our L is carrying a square power, if we do that very well, you see that the square root will take care of the square, and our a will still be trapped in the square root, and our L will not be free. So this implies that our L is equal to square root of a. Thank you. Well, if you don't mind, I can still do one. Let me just hurriedly do another one. Well, there's no time again, so thank you. We'll continue in change of subject formula part 3. I will be solving more problems like this too.